Hi guys, today I'm here with a kind of shop my stash,
But oh, really?
really. Yep, that's how it's gonna be. That's how it is. That's how it is. Hold on. Ugh. So a bit of a chaotic start, but today I am going to be taking a little walk down memory lane, doing a full face of Drugstore, but these are Drugstore products. A lot of them are kind of classics. So Revlon Color Stay, Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Blush, I've got Rimmel Stay Matte, Wet n Wild Color Icon, just some old classics. A lot of them I actually haven't used in a while. If you enjoy Drugstore makeup, be sure to subscribe. I have an entire Drugstore playlist that I will link down below. I love Drugstore makeup. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got a very sweaty face, so I'm going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte Makeup Primer. This was one of the first makeup primers that I actually quite liked because I think it was one of the first that I tried that didn't have that super silicone-y feel. I'm not as oily anymore. I'm definitely got a sweaty face today. I'm not as oily as I used to be, but I found, like, you know, the Smashbox Original Primer, all of those kind of products, the really silicone-y primers back in the day didn't do any favors for my skin. So this is actually, I don't know if they reformulated it or not. Like, they did relaunch the Stay Matte line. I'll link that video down below, using a bunch of the Rimmel Stay Matte products. I do not like the foundation, but I quite like the primer. Moving into foundation, this was, like, I think probably the original foundation. If I had to go out on a limb for YouTube, when it comes to Drugstore, I feel like this, maybe Estee Lauder Double Wear, or like Lancome Teint D'Or would be like really up there, but it's the Revlon Color Stay. However, this is in Normal to Dry, which I've never tried. I bought, you know, when you've had like a super annoying day and you get home from work and you like drop your keys as you go to put your keys in the door and you're just like, this is the last straw. But I'm going to use the Normal to Dry. It has a pump on it now, which it used to not have a pump. I definitely used the original for oily skin, but I never used this one. It's actually a pretty good color match. It's in Toast. I do find Revlon's foundations to tend to be a little bit more orangey pinky. That was very common for Drugstore makeup. I feel like they've overall started to do a better job, but I still feel like Revlon could use a little work on their shade matching. I love the Revlon Candid. I've got a good match in that. That's a little more golden. It's like, it was either so yellow or so pink. I would say in terms of like shade ranges, NYX probably does the best job, and Maybelline. So I bought, even though it wasn't available in Canada, the Neutrogena Healthy Skin. Do you remember that? This would have been like probably 20, I don't know, in between maybe 2012 and 2014. And I bought that off of eBay because Neutrogena doesn't sell their complexion products in Canada. And I wore it and I was like, why is this melting off my face? And not realizing that I had oily skin. But everybody talked about Neutrogena Healthy Skin. I feel like it was supposed to be a dupe for maybe Sheer Glow. That was another big one. All the dry skin gals were using Sheer Glow, all the oily gals were like Teint D'Or, Estee Lauder. And I don't know how long I'm going to wear this for, honestly. But if I do keep wearing these products and stuff, I will update you in further videos, but this is not going to be a wear test today. So stay tuned. If I end up really liking it or really hating it, you will be updated. Now this is another product that goes way back, but has had a bit of a revamp. They added some shades, thankfully. Still could use some more. This is in medium, which I still feel like I'm in between medium and tan, I think is the next shade up. And I don't mind this little spongy thing. I know people said it's gross, but I don't know, I kind of like it. But you can take the sponge off if you don't like it. But I always liked this more than I liked the Fit Me concealer, I think. I would say their Super Stay is my favorite of Maybelline concealers. But I think I prefer the CoverGirl or the L'Oreal to the Maybelline. Like, I feel like this shade is just not great for me. It's a little bit too beige. But the next shade up is quite deep. So I was mixing them together, but I don't think I have both of them anymore. I didn't have many like old concealers when I was looking through like older formulas or like more classic formulas. This is one of the only ones I had. I have NARS creamy concealer. That's one I've been using for years and love, but then I decided to go the drugstore angle instead. I'm gonna set my under eyes with this Rimmel Insta Fix and Matte. This is like not super old, but I didn't have a lot of powders to put under my eyes. I don't know what I used to put under my eyes. I think I used to use translucent powder. I don't think it was always banana. Like I know when I got the I was gonna say Ben Nye. Not Ben Nye, banana powder. Who is he? Ben whatever. It's not Ben Nye. That's a science guy. No, Bill Nye. Wow, the chaotic energy I'm putting into your lives today. I apologize. I am sorry. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Powder. I think the shade is too deep for me, but I use it anyways in Classic Tan. Really deep for a Classic Tan. But this is a powder I have used up completely before, and I do like. For bronzer, I love this. This is from NYC, which is still available in Canada. It's the Color Wheel Mosaic Face Powder, one of the first bronzers or kind of like bronzing products that I used that actually worked for my skin tone. So this is an all over bronze glow. I used to also use this as an eyeshadow because there's like a bunch of different shades in here, but it's great. This is my second one, I think. But to my knowledge, it's still available in Canada like last time I checked, and the prices are still very affordable. I wouldn't say it's like the most high quality brand out there, but it's by no means trash, and this is a great product. For blush, this is, I think the older, I can't remember if this is the older or newer formula. I think older. She knows. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in Mellow Wine. Now they've redone all of these blushes. So they've redone these blushes twice, I think, and the newest ones are round. So I know it's definitely not the newest one, but I don't know if it's the one in the middle or not. And this has a nice amount of pigmentation. Wet n Wild has beautiful formulas, especially now. They always did a great job with eyeshadows and stuff, but the colors weren't always great. But I feel like their formulas are better, their shade selections are better for complexion products, their shades in eyeshadow palettes are better, like there's more mattes, it's a little more warm and even neutral. It was also cool toned. This is the e.l.f. Baked Eyeshadow, so not a highlighter, but a product I've used as a highlighter for years. And it's very pretty, but they did come out with baked highlighters that have similar formulas, but this is super nice, and I think it was $3 at the time, and I feel like it's one of those products that has stayed fairly affordable. And I actually did a video probably 2 years ago now about drugstore eyeshadows, like single drugstore eyeshadows that act as great highlighters, so I will link that down below. I don't really have any drugstore brow products that I used to use. I used to use a lot of pomades. Was there an Essence pomade that I used? I know I loved the Essence Pot eyeliner, which is nuts. I haven't used a pot eyeliner in so long. I think I used to use the Maybelline one, and then I switched over to the Essence when I discovered Essence. I am going to use this Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. It's really nice. Yeah, I used to do pot eyeliner, like, don't know what was up with that. Just a phase, you know. But the drugstore, I feel like the micro eyebrow pencil came out more on the high-end market, I guess. I don't know who was doing it first, like Benefit or Anastasia or probably like Bobbi Brown or something. I have no idea. But it's one of those products that I feel like for the most part you absolutely do not need to spend high-end money on a micro brow pencil. Now, recently I did try the Velour Fluff and Brow, and that's delightful. But I feel like the NYX Micro Brow is so good. The Maybelline one I feel like was a little dry. L'Oreal made a great one. This one is really good from Wet n Wild. It's a little thicker on like an angle. But there's absolutely great options out there. I'm dying to try the new Benefit. I have the new Benefit kind of microblading sort of pen thing. That looks really interesting. But it's like, you know, sometimes you just want to spend the money. It's not that it's like, it's actually $17 better. It's just like, you're like, I like Benefit, or I like the Anastasia or the colors and stuff, but just the ramblings of a chaotic human. For eyeshadow palettes, I wanted to use these because I think they're absolutely fabulous. Not the like oldest in terms of like classic products, but they're great. So this one is definitely a dupe or alternative to the Urban Decay Naked Heat. And then this one, although it came out first before, would definitely be an alternative to the Urban Decay Naked Cherry. Wow, I had to really search the back of my brain to find the names of those palettes. But these are the Rimmel palettes. I've done a ton of videos on these. I think they're really great. They have a nice shade selection. The mattes are good. The shimmers are good. The price on Rimmel is pretty reasonable, especially when you compare it to some of the other drugstore brands that the prices have definitely gone up. So I'm gonna, oh, whoopsie. I'm gonna take this shade right here, the matte. Oh, let me bring it in. I don't know if I should address it and draw your attention to it, but my brows and general face is very hairy right now because I have a sponsored post coming up with this hair removal tool, and I want to make sure my before and afters are effective. So she's growing out the hairs. But I definitely started doing more maintenance over the last couple of months in comparison to like March and April, where it was like, eh, whatevs. Now I'm going to take these two shades here and mix them together, the two mattes. Put those on the outer corner, and this is from the Spice palette. I would say Rimmel is strongest in their eyeshadows and their mascaras. Oh, actually their lip products are great. I love the Stay Satins. I think they're awesome. And I get good wear time on these eyeshadows as long as I just put down a little bit of concealer, not the Maybelline one, because I felt like that wouldn't have enough. It was like a little too moisturizing, and put down the CoverGirl True Blend one. Now let me take these two pinks and see what happens. More of the lighter pink. Okay. Okay. I'm actually going to bring the lightest pink. I'm still just using a fluffy brush. You know me, nothing is exact here. Still just taking that fluffy brush and kind of putting it all over the lid, blending it into the crease. Blending it up quite high because when I smile I lose a lot of my eyelid. So I'm like, why am I even putting eyeshadow on if no one can see it? Okay, this is not old, I don't think, but I'm going to use it because I wanted to put some light pink on the middle of my lid and I don't have one. So this is the Rimmel Magnifies eyeshadow in Poser. They launched some like holographic stuff maybe earlier this year, and I think this was a part of it. I'm just going to tap it in the middle. Kind of slightly blend. It doesn't have the shimmeriness. It almost looks a little matte. That's not what I was hoping for. It's pretty on the hand, but in putting it over other eyeshadows, it just kind of looks a little dry. I wanted it to look more shiny, but it's pretty. Maybe in the inner corner. Okay, that's prettier. For brows, I used to love this. It is the CoverGirl Shape and Define Easy Breezy Brow. It's very messy though. Like, you get so much product on this brush that you need to, like, I just had to clean it off before using it. And the brush itself is a little big too, so that's why like I would say I don't reach for it anymore, but the actual formula is really nice. It gives quite a bit of hold, and I do like the way the brush makes my brows look. Like, I don't like the fact that the brush is big, but I love the kind of fluffy effect that it gives to my brows. I think does it come in clear, I wonder? I've never looked into that, but I do love the finished look, but it's a little tricky to work with. For mascaras, I'm going to use this Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect. I can't remember, like, is the Full Fan Effect the original Lash Sensational? Maybelline has so many mascaras, I can't keep track. Like, when I think back to my favorites, I think to the Falsies in the really purple tube, or the Rocket. Oh my god, when the Rocket came out, remember? The Drugstore in general always has great mascaras. But yeah, I don't know, I'm sorry, if the Full Fan Effect is technically an older formula, but... And then for my lips, I'm going to try mixing these two together. So I'm going to use this kind of like a lip liner. This is the Maybelline Bold lipstick. Do you remember these Color Sensational Bolds in Chocoholic? So it's a very dark brown. I remember when these came out, I was in the US, I can't remember where I was, Virginia or North Carolina, and I came across this display at Target, and it hadn't launched in Canada yet. I can't tell you, like, what an exciting feeling it was. Like, my YouTube channel was picking up some speed, and obviously being in Canada, you have less access to products, and also if you're able to get your hands on products before they launch, or like before, kind of everybody's talked about it, it's a huge asset for your channel. So when I can find products ahead of time, it's just like such an exciting feeling. And I just love new makeup, so yeah, I don't know. And then this is kind of smushed, but it is from the, this was a great collection, the mattes. And this is Lust for Blush. The look turned out a little bit monochrome, but I'm really happy with how it looks. Like, I think it all plays really nicely together. None of the products do I feel like I'm like, wow, you know, I hate that now. My perspective has totally changed. I think things look really, really good, and yeah, I'm happy with the look. So let me know down below what products are special to you, what's nostalgic to you. Let me know if you would like more of these videos for high-end or combo or whatever it may be. And as always, if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!